good to be back on your faces. Today I'm going to be talking about a problem. Yes, I call it a problem because it's what's affecting every teenager and every human being today, and it's self-esteem. Now, self-esteem is how you see yourself. If you perceive yourself to be a great person, good and fine. If you perceive yourself to be a loser, is your loss. Most of the times, our self-esteem shapes as we grow. It is being shaped by perspective, by ideas, what we see, what we read, and what we hear. Sometimes it is actually shaped by how we are treated. If someone is treated in the right way, the person will develop a healthy self-esteem. If someone is treated in a wrong way, there's every tendency that the person will develop a low self-esteem. Take for instance a child that is growing that keeps hearing no from his parents have the tendency of developing low self-esteem. And when the child becomes a teenager or a matured person, he sees everything as an obstacle to him. Most times, once a child is growing up, like I said earlier, and he keeps hearing no from his parents, once the child becomes a matured mind, there's every tendency that everything is an obstacle to the child. Not only that, being disrespected from little age, being abused mentally, psychologically, being raped emotionally, there's a tendency that all this will affect your self-esteem, leading you to develop what we call low self-esteem. Now, low self-esteem is practically the opposite of self-esteem. In fact, you disregard yourself. You have a low standard for yourself. You see yourself as nothing. And because of that, you begin to develop what we call signs of low self-esteem. Number one is comparison. The individual begins to compare himself with other people and realize that he or she is lacking in different ways. Number two, the person will feel guilty. He'll feel he's not worthy and he's not deserving of being alive. Number three, the person will begin to blame others for his inaction. Something happens and instead of the person to stand up and then say, okay, I did this and I know it is wrong, he begins to blame others just to defend himself. The person will feel rejected, hopeless, and lifeless. The person will feel like he's never good enough. And all these lead to what we call dangers of low self-esteem, because once the sign begins to accumulate, the person begins to hate his body, the person begins to hate himself, the person will begin to people please. You don't want to do something because you are scared of hearing no from a particular individual. Anything the person say is a yes for you. I remember one time when I was in school, someone would come and meet me after lectures by 5 p.m. I was like, please, can you escort me to this place? And as tired as I am, because I don't want to disappoint you, I'll say yes, let's go. By the time I'm back, I don't have time for myself. I don't have time for other activities. Another danger of low self-esteem is lack of confidence. You won't be able to stand up for yourself. You won't be able to say yes to this and no to that. All this, if not treated or if not handled immediately, can literally make one to lose himself completely. There are ways in which you can actually overcome low self-esteem and have a healthy self-esteem. I want you to know that it's not something that is done in one day. It is actually a gradual process. It is actually something that you have to do every day. You keep practicing and keep practicing and keep practicing. Number one, you have to work on your mindset. It all begins with the mind. If the mind is not worked on properly, you begin to see yourself as that person that has low self-esteem. Number two, you need to set boundaries. You need to tell yourself that yes, I'm a human being and I have needs, and definitely I'm not supposed to say yes to everybody. So there are ways you can say that. You can tell the person, I'm so sorry, but at this moment I'm occupied, or no, I won't be able to handle this particular event, or no, I won't be able to follow you out. You don't have to say yes just because you want everybody to be happy. You need to know that you are an individual, and so you need time for yourself. Number three, you need to stop comparing yourself with others. It will do you no justice if you keep comparing yourself with other people. You keep thinking Amina is better than you, or Bola today has more money than you. It is better if you are happy with what you have and contented with what you have. It will go a long way. Number four, you need to know that Not everybody is after you. Nobody is trying to attack you by saying anything. In conclusion, you need to know that if you don't make a conscious effort, you can't succeed. So, and you also need to know that it's not, you don't overcome low self-esteem in one day. So you need to love yourself, have self-compassion, have self-care, and take good care of your body. That way, you'll be able to overcome low self-esteem. But before I leave your face, tell me, have you ever suffered from low self-esteem before, and how did you overcome such? I'll be waiting for you in the comment section. See you next time.
If you liked the previous video, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and follow us on our social media handles as displayed on the screen. Thank you and see you soon.